Hey there, and welcome to This Explainer. I'm going to be your advisor today, and we're walking through the exact step-by-step roadmap to go from midnight financial anxiety to lasting generational wealth. If you are totally exhausted from wondering where all your hard-earned money disappears to every single month, well, you're absolutely in the right place. Right out of the gate, we got to ask a pretty tough question. Why do so many busy professionals, people making really great money, still lie awake at 3 a.m. stressing about their finances? Like, why are people earning six figures, still living paycheck to paycheck, and constantly terrified of unexpected expenses? The answer? Well, it's because society handed us a completely broken script. We've basically been taught to focus on looking wealthy rather than actually building wealth.
Okay, here's our client meeting agenda for today. We're going to cover 1. Building your financial foundation. 2. The optimal investment order. 3. The 10K psychological shift. 4. Scaling past 20K. And finally, 5. Avoiding the lifestyle trap.
Section 1. Building your financial foundation. Escaping the stress cycle.
Look, think of your finances exactly like building a house. We absolutely have to pour a solid concrete foundation before we even think about picking out the fancy investment fixtures, like individual stocks or crypto. Because without that foundation, any wealth you build is essentially sitting on quicksand. And right now, it is mathematically terrifying that the median emergency savings in America is just $500. That means, for the average person, a simple check engine light or a minor medical bill isn't just an inconvenience, it is a full-blown financial catastrophe that forces them straight into toxic debt. So how do we build that initial safety net quickly? Well, you need to ruthlessly audit your spending using this initial savings checklist. The average American drops about $3,000 a year just on convenience purchases. If you redirect just a third of that, you create massive immediate momentum. Cut back on the dining out, pause those impulse convenience buys, and audit those sneaky monthly subscriptions to build up your first $1,000 buffer. Listen, you don't have to live on rice and beans forever, but you definitely need to act with a sense of urgency to get this foundation in place. Now this, right here, this math proves exactly why you cannot invest while holding high-interest debt. Trying to out-earn a 22% credit card interest rate with a 7 to 8% stock market return is literally like trying to run a marathon with a backpack full of rocks. Every single dollar you use to pay down a 22% credit card is effectively earning a guaranteed 22% return. You absolutely must clear the high-interest debt before you even start chasing market gains. Section 2. The optimal investment order. The step-by-step mechanical blueprint. Okay, so the foundation is secure and the bad debt is gone. Now we follow an exact chronological sequence to minimize your risk and maximize those tax advantages. Getting this order right can literally save you hundreds of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. First, capture the 100% guaranteed return of your employer match in your 401k. That is free money. You cannot afford to leave it on the table. Next, move over to the lower fee IRA where you actually have investment control. Then maximize your health savings account. After that, loop back to finish maxing out your 401k. And only then, and I mean only then, do you touch taxable accounts. I want to pause here for a second because within this order, the HSA, the Health Savings Account, is arguably the most powerful yet wildly underutilized wealth building tool in America, assuming you have a high deductible health plan. It is triple tax advantaged. The contributions are tax deductible, the growth is tax-free, and medical withdrawals also tax-free. You can actually pay medical costs out of pocket today, save the receipt, and reimburse yourself completely tax-free decades into the future. It's an absolute secret weapon. Section 3. The 10K psychological shift. Rewiring your brain for wealth. Once those mechanics are running, reaching your first $10,000 in savings isn't just about the numbers on a screen. It actually lowers your biological stress levels in what we call the emergency fund effect. You see, it's not really about the emergencies, it's about the peace of mind. Having a 5-figure buffer fully removes you from survival mode. It eliminates the daily decision fatigue of micro purchases. You stop obsessing over name brand versus generic pasta. Instead, it gives you the mental bandwidth to start spotting true opportunities, like finally asking for that raise or investing in a course that boosts your earning potential. Section 4. Scaling past 20K, when gravity starts working for you. Getting to that first 10K, it's tough. It feels like pushing a massive boulder uphill. But as you scale to $20,000, you finally crest the hill, and gravity starts working for you. Thanks to compound interest, the grueling 19 months it takes to save your first 20K drops to just 17 months for the exact same next block, assuming you're investing $1,000 a month at an 8% return. You are doing the exact same amount of work, but shaving 2 whole months off the timeline. This is proof that the wealth-building journey gets progressively easier as your existing money starts doing the heavy lifting for you. And here's the best part. Reaching $20,000 fundamentally changes your career trajectory. Why? Because having what we call walking away money allows you to negotiate from a position of absolute strength rather than desperation. When you know for a fact you can survive for months without a paycheck, you stop accepting toxic work environments. You start projecting this quiet confidence that bosses notice, which, ironically, often leads to better assignments and a lot more money.
Section 5. Avoiding the lifestyle trap. Don't sabotage your momentum.
Look, my job as your advisor is to protect you from the common pitfalls. Because right when you start building this amazing momentum and scaling from 10 to 20,000, society will aggressively try to convince you to upgrade your lifestyle and destroy your wealth. And the most common trap? It's sitting right in your driveway. Normalizing a $700 or even $900 monthly payment for a depreciating new car is financial insanity. It traps regular professionals in endless negative equity cycles. Rolling negative equity from one 7-year loan into the next just to drive a fancy truck basically means you're actively destroying your wealth just to subsidize your ego. And then there's the aggressively priced housing market, another massive trap. Take a look at this. A household earning $160,000 that buys a baseline $500,000 house will likely spend nearly 46% of their take-home pay just on housing. Once you factor in the mortgage, taxes, insurance, and maintenance, add in the cars, the loans, and the utilities, and they are left with a tiny 16% margin. They are hopelessly house poor, literally one broken air conditioner away from a total financial meltdown. You really have to consider the opportunity cost here. You can spend $130,000 over 7 years in payments, interest, and gas just to own a depreciated truck worth maybe $15K. Or you can take that same $800 a month, invest it over those 7 years, and build $70,000 in real compounding wealth. The stark reality is that choosing the flashy lifestyle over the optimal investment order destroys your future options and keeps you permanently chained to your salary. So I'm going to leave you with this thought today. Real wealth is freedom, not equity you can't access. You have to ask yourself, are you building a life that looks rich on the outside but keeps you awake at 3 a.m. in absolute panic? Master these foundations, follow the investment order strictly, and dodge those lifestyle traps to finally buy back your freedom. But hey, once you hit that 100K net worth mark, the rules of the game change entirely all over again. So, are you ready to learn what happens next?